worked. It really worked. Next, Bramble approached Jingle Pop. Jingle Pop held up a tray immediately like a shield. I'm carrying bells. Bramble chuckled. I noticed. Bramble asked, would you like a hug? Jingle Pop considered, maybe, after I set these down and my life stops jingling. Bramble nodded seriously. Understood. Safety first. Then Bramble stepped back, clasping his paws politely and waited. When Jingle Pop returned a few minutes later, he said, okay, one hug, but a gentle hug. Bramble's eyes sparkled. Gentle? Like a marshmallow landing? He wrapped Jingle Pop in the softest hug ever. Barely a squeeze, mostly warmth. Jingle Pop sighed happily. Oh, that's actually perfect. Bramble whispered, thank you for trusting me. Jingle Pop said, thank you for not launching my bells into the atmosphere. All around, the elves started noticing. Bramble was still Bramble, still kind, still warm, still smiling, but now he was careful and thoughtful too. That afternoon, I watched from my workbench as Bramble offered options like he was running a kindness cafe. Elf Sprout, Bramble asked, hug, high five, or joke? Sprout grinned, joke. Bramble said, why did the snowman bring a broom to the party? Sprout giggled, why? Bramble paused dramatically because he wanted to sweep everybody off their feet. Sprout laughed so hard he had to sit down. That's terrible. Bramble beamed, thank you. Later, Bramble met Mrs. Claus carrying a tray of muffins. He brightened, Mrs. Claus, would you like a hug? Mrs. Claus smiled. I would love one, Bramble, but first can you carry these muffins to the table? Bramble's ears perked up. Yes, I can. He carefully carried the muffins like they were tiny treasures. Then Mrs. Claus gave him a hug first, because she knew he was learning. Bramble's voice said, got soft, I feel helpful. Mrs. Claus winked. You are helpful, and thoughtful, and still delightfully huggable. A few days passed, and something wonderful happened. Instead of people hiding from Bramble, they started coming towards him. Pip would trot up and say, Bramble, I've had a rough day. Could I have a hug now? And Bramble would say, absolutely, and Pip got just right, like a warm blanket, not a snowplow. And the elf would whisper, Bramble, can I have a quiet sit together? No talking, just company. And Bramble would nod and sit gently beside them, like a fluffy, silent friend. Even Mr. Pickles, the cat, who visits the North Pole sometimes because, well, you know, cats do whatever they want, strolled by and brushed against Bramble's leg. Bramble gasped, is this permission? Mr. Pickles blinked slowly. Bramble whispered, it's permission. He didn't hug the cat, he simply offered a respectable head scratch. The cat purred like a tiny engine. Victory! Then came the big moment, the annual North Pole Winter Festival. Lights, music, cocoa, and a dance floor made of polished ice that, surprisingly, safe. Elves invented special anti-slip shoes. They are adorable and also somewhat squeaky. During the festival, I made a big announcement. Friends, I boomed. We're celebrating kindness today. Kindness in action, kindness in words, kindness in choices. The crowd cheered. Then I motioned towards Bramble. And we're celebrating someone who learned something important this week. Bramble waddled forward, nervous but smiling. I said, Bramble has a huge heart, and he discovered that the best way to share love is to make sure it feels good to the person receiving it. Pip trotted up and raised a hoof. Speech! The elves chanted, speech, speech, speech. Bramble's cheek turned a little pink under the fur. He cleared his throat. I used to think, Bramble said, that love meant hugging everyone as much as possible. A few elves giggled. Bramble continued, but I learned that love also means asking, listening, respecting. He looked out at everyone. Now I offer choices. Hugs when you want them, waves when you don't, jokes when you need a laugh. Sprout shouted, tell the broom one! Bramble grinned, maybe later. Then Bramble finished with a gentle smile. Thank you for being honest with me. I didn't want to be too much. I wanted to be just right. The crowd applauded so loud that the snow shook off the trees like confetti. And that night, under dancing northern lights, Bramble didn't chase anybody down for surprise hugs. Instead, something magical happened. People came to him, one by one, on purpose, because now Bramble's hugs weren't just big. They were safe, they were asked for, they were wrapped in respect and tied with a bow. And my friends, that's the kind of magic that lasts longer than winter, longer than festival lights, longer than even the fluffiest beard. Here's the moral of the story. Kindness is most powerful when it comes with respect, because real love isn't just about what we want to give, it's also about what others need to receive. Bramble learned that asking for permission, listening to yes or no, and offering different ways to show care can make people feel safe, valued, and truly loved. When we choose patience and responsibility with our big hearts, we become the kind of friends who don't just hug the world, we help it feel comfortable, understand, and warmly included. Isn't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? What an awesome story. But stick around, because Santa's got more. Santa loves you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Ho, ho, ho. Talk to you soon.